fact of the matter is, it's almost like saying you're destined to repeat what we've seen in the past. Many of us, some of you are too young, but some of us grew up with this whole concept of the Hindu rate of growth, where we used to achieve this 3.5%, 4% growth. And we almost felt that here we were struggling in an economy which always threatened to take off, but inevitably never took off. Something happened. All of us know in the 80s with Rajiv Gandhi, then in the 91 period with the near crisis we had, and we suddenly discovered that this country had the capability to actually deliver that 8.5%, 9% growth. But something has happened in the last 2, 3, 4 years that has brought the news that we saw on Friday night, which is our GDP is actually growing today at 4.3%. So whether we like it or not, first 6 months of the year, definitely we're going to grow less than 5%. And if you think about it, some people may argue, but America is growing 1.7%, or Europe is hardly growing. If they're lucky to grow, so what's wrong with India growing 4.3%? The logical answer is, which is why I'm saying this to a large HR community here, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility that if we have built an industry, we have seen our country grow from 4% or 3.5% to 8%, we owe it to the next generation to build systems, build processes, build ideas so that we can again see that growth. Because if India does not grow 9% for the next 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, we will create the kind of problems that Maoism and everything else that we can only imagine. I mean, we will all be nicely cocooned in high-tech city and Gachibowli, and a time will come when we will be afraid to even wander out into the other parts of Andhra Pradesh because we'll be scared for our lives. And this is a terrifying future that we must avoid at all costs in our country. And the way to do that, to my mind, and I loved what Raju just said, that if you think of something completely impossible to do, but you believe that if it is done, can change the world, then we must get around to doing that. I'll come back to the larger context, maybe at the end of my little session. But let me start by answering a question that he raised. I mean, he asked the question saying, does any of you know of things to do that can change your enterprise or your world or the way you think, etc.? And Anubha told me that, look, Ganesh, one thing you must understand is, nobody wants to work in this company. I said, why? He said, no, this entire management team is, mid-50s. I mean, it's a franchised organization. Average age of the 400 employees is probably 24 or 25. And they're doing what they definitely don't want to do, computer training. I mean, everybody wanted to be in TCS and programming, etc. So it's almost like the guys who came here came because they had nothing better to do. So I said, so what is, to take Raju's point, what is the impossible thing we must achieve? So I asked this great question that all of us love, saying, what is the attrition? I won't tell you the number, it will stagger you. It was some 96% attrition or something. And I still remember, and anybody who was in Aptech in those days have never forgotten it, every Friday evening at 7 o'clock, people would assemble. It was completely bring your own booze, a little bit of biryani served, which nobody would eat. It was so bad. But the dancing would start at 7:30 in the evening. By 10:30, we would switch on the rain-making equipment. If any of you have done rain dancing, I'm sure you have. By 12:30, the entire roof of that building was in 2 feet of water. From the chairman of the company to the peon to the last person, people would be having a blast. End of 1 year, our attrition was 1.2%. And making new friends, and then we got some students to come and dance, and people just tell me, but this is not transport. I mean, this is a stupid story you're telling us about a training company. I still remember telling the story in one of the software conferences, and they said, look, in software companies, this country, we are much more, all engineers, very nerdy, and very technology savvy, and so on and so forth. Circle out 10 years, and I joined Zensar as CEO. Same story. I mean, we were a 400 people company making losses, which was almost unheard of in those days, but yes, we were doing it. And I remember we did the same thing. In fact, this is a much celebrated case study in Harvard Business School, which is actually taught every 6 months by me and a professor called David Carlin. And we did exactly the same thing. We just got this young people together and said, guys, tell us what kind of a company you want to be. And there's this little term that Bombayites will understand called Hatke. They said, we want to be a Hatke company. We don't want to copy the same model of XYZ company and so on and so forth. Let's do stuff that makes us happy. Let's do stuff that makes our customers happy. And Sanjana, who's my HR head in Hyderabad, will attest to that. We said the only thing we can do is just follow our hearts.
So if we can make this happen, I say we, all of you in this room, my friends here, Brigadier and Bipin, can actually come up with an agenda of saying, let's excite people, let's make this absolutely the best industry to live in, I think we would have succeeded. not only would have succeeded in creating this role model, which we've already done, I think we would encourage people. I keep talking to my friends in CII on learning from the IT sector's HR practices and transporting that to, let's say, a Tata Motors or a Bharat Forge or a Bajaj Auto, and people listen. And they're saying, look, we've got to engage. We can't create a country where half the people are sulking all the time and cursing each other on TV channels. We have to create a more engaged country. And I think, and let me conclude by that, it's absolutely possible. It's just we have to look deep into ourselves and say, what do we really believe in? The kind of love that we have for our families back home, can we take that same love and distribute it amongst people? Can we take that same love and distribute it to that auto driver who was rude to you this morning? Believe me, things will be at different place altogether.